Well, hello. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Let's start a whole new week. So before we get started, I've got a long list of people to welcome. So it's great to have you. A big hello and a welcome to Dorothy, Mary Ann, Rebecca, Claire, KM54, Matish, Deb, Mary R, Deborah L, Kelly H, Janice, Lucy 7B, Shirley, Susan and Peggy. Wow, thank you so much. Welcome. So I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I've scanned in a number of vintage documents that I got recently. Is it this one? No. Yes, this one. That I got recently in a haul. So I've scanned those in, or some of them, and that equates to this like postcard size there, because I've shrunk it right down and then I flipped it over and then I flipped it down again to give me an A4 sheet, which I felt was reminiscent of some Tim Holtz fabric, and I really wanted some Tim Holtz fabric, but I'm afraid I was too tight to pay for it. So this is my solution. So if you also would like some, I'm going to put this in my Kofi page, or on my Kofi page, so that you can download that if you'd like to and do what I'm doing. So the easiest way that I have found to do this is to get some good cotton fabric. Okay. And these are A4 size labels, but there's one label on each sheet. Now these came from good old eBay. So when you take the sheet out, and I will put a link if I can find one in the description box for you. When you take one out, you can see it's just one label. Normally there's, lots of different ones. So, this is just a piece of cotton sheet. You obviously need to make sure that it is marginally bigger, and I'll show you for why. So, what you need to do, I've got some dog hairs on this. Thanks, Boo. And there's actually a hole there. So let's just tear that off. Okay. So get your cotton, and it really does ideally need to be cotton. Get your cotton fabric and cut it marginally bigger than your A4 size. So I've got a little bit extra at the top, a little bit on the sides, a little bit on the bottom. Now I am going to cut it to exact size in a minute, so that may seem like a waste, but I find the only way to get it stuck down originally is to have it oversized. So let's straighten it out, pull all these strings off. If you're anything like me, you'll keep them for a project, because I do use fabric quite a lot in my projects, as you know. Okay, so we have straightened that out. We've got rid of our loose threads, and then just lay it flat on your table. There's a needle there. Lay it flat on your table, and then peel off your sticker. Okay, and I'm just peeling off a little bit so I can make sure that I've got it exactly where I want it. And then just roll it down, turn it over, make sure that it's completely flat. You don't want any bubbles or anything in it. Okay, and then take some nice sharp scissors. Now I'm actually going to use my pinking shears, but you can use straight scissors. Pinking shears are not necessary. And you need to cut it exactly to the edge. Now I'm actually going to take my pink just inside the paper, look, very, very marginally, to make sure that you are exactly or marginally smaller than an A4 sheet. Okay, once you've done that, you can snip all the way around, and then we can put it into our printer. Now you need to make sure that when you put it into the printer, because obviously everybody's printers are different. Some, if you want to print on this side, you put this up. Sometimes if you want to print on this side, you put this side up, because the printer will turn it. You will know your own machine. If you don't, then just run a piece of copier paper through and check out what your printer does, because it's like when you want to print on the back, if you haven't got a double-sided printer and you have to put the paper back through, you obviously need to know which way round it prints in order for that to happen. So that's what we're doing here. We're just going round, and I know that I'm going to need to, because I've got an upstand at the back on my Epsom Eco Tank, rather than a tray, I've got an upstand at the back. So what you need to do in mine is I need to stand it up so that the side I want to print on is facing me, and then the printer does its work. Okay, so we're just trimming through here. I'm sure many of you will have seen this done, or even done it yourself, in which case I'm sorry if you're finding this video, oops, see, don't really want to do that, it's because I'm talking. You're finding this video, not of much help, because you already know what you're doing. I apologise. But there's always people who don't know, and I think when I'm doing something a little bit out of the ordinary, rather than just making tags or whatever, it's nice to come on and show you my process. And then if you haven't done it and you want to, you've got a guide of how to get it done. Simples. Okay, so we've now cut this, and we know it is A4 or marginally smaller. I'm going to bring up my computer print screen, and hopefully it's still on the screen. Yes, it is. So I'm going to press File and Print, and then that screen will come up. I'm just going to put my fabric paper inside and hope that because we're on film, it's not going to mess me around and make a mistake. Because, that's what can happen, isn't it? Works marvellously normally, and then when you're, right, press print. Should hear it going in a minute. Just waiting, talk amongst yourselves, ha. There it goes, you can hear it firing up, so we'll get rid of that. And then the other thing I thought we'd do, to make it a little bit more Tim Holtz like, is we'll put some stamps on the top. Now, I obviously couldn't include the stamps in the digital because that would be a copyright issue, so we wouldn't be able to do that, but we can definitely stamp on it once we've printed it out. The only thing I would say to you is try to make sure that you've got a stays on type ink. So there you go, you can see that's printed. You can also see that I put it in the machine, skew with. And then if we just pick up the corner there and we peel our label off. This is probably the hardest bit of all. We peel our label off. There we go. Okay, and then we come this way, pull up this bit that caused us a problem, and then you can just pull the whole thing away like that. This is now rubbish, and we have got our printed fabric A4 size, so it'd be perfect to make a small journal cover with, or to use as little sort of tear out pieces, because they sometimes look nice as well. Now, Tim Holtz, what's the word I'm looking for? Tim Holtz stamps. They're not in the right kit form, because I tend to put mine on a laminated printed paper sheet in the groups that I tend to use them, because that just works for me. And then I just put them in one of these cheap plastic envelopes that you can get from, well, anywhere, but I found the cheapest is Home Bargains if you're in the UK. So I'm definitely going for the 15. This is one of my most favourite stamps of all. So we're going to get some 15 cents on it. And I couldn't tell you now which kits these are from, I'm afraid, because as I say, I do mix them up. So I'm going to put one there, like so. And of course this is a pattern repeat, but I'm not necessarily going to repeat it in the same way. So we've got 2 of those, that's nice. We'll have to have some butterfly and words, I think. So just stamping in the way that you normally would, but just applying it to this fabric. Yeah. I'm going to try and put 2 of most of them on there, just because that's what appeals to me. Then we got this field notes one. I know that's out the field notes. I'm going to have that one about there. And then up in that top corner, like so. And then we've got to have number, lots of numbers in Mr. Holtz kits. So we'll have that one there, and that one down there. You see, and once you stamp over it, it comes even more to life. And then there's another number here. That one's going to go over there, and then it's going to go at the top there. Right, I feel like we need something there. So what about this big silk one? That one's going to go there. Like so. Okay. So we've printed our fabric. We've done our stamping. Quite happy with that. Now, of course, I need to be able to make a cover for a book. You don't have to. You could now just tear bits off if you wanted to and use it, you know, with as part of clusters and things like that. You could put some of your strings on. That would make a super cluster. In fact, maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do both. Let's have a little look. So I've got some file folder here. Let's have a look at how okay, see, we really need a small book because it's obviously only an A4 sheet of paper. So, I haven't got any hard books to cover. I did books the other day, didn't I? Book covers. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll take standard piece of cardboard. There we go. I think, in fact, this is what we used the other day for some of our work. Now we know that an A4 is 8 1/4 by 11 1/2 or something along those lines. So we go like that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come across 1 inch and down 1 inch like that. Okay, so then we know our paper is bigger, so we're going to line that dotted line up with that dotted line, and we're just going to cut down there. Not quite, one more. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 1/2, I believe, down there. Where's that line gone? There. Do 1 1/2. Will that be long enough? Yep. And just cut across there. That's got rid of that. Now we line that up there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 1/2. So 10 1/2 will be 9 1/2, which is 4 3/4. 1 2 3 4. There's 5, and then 1 2 3 4. So we'll go 4 1/2. There we go. So this time I only want to bend it. I don't want to cut it. And then we've got 1 2 3 4 1/2. So then 1 2 3 4, and the half on the edge. Whoops. There we go. So now, just like that, we've got a little book. Okay. Put that away before I cut myself. And then I'm going to glue all the way around here. Like so. Up and down. If you're going to use corrugated card like this to make a book cover, make sure that your lines run top to bottom, not side to side. Because if they run side to side, it won't be very strong. And then, if we lay our fabric down, we bring in our cardboard, get it in the centre, and press that home. I've got lots of messages coming through, can you hear? My Facebook is going a little bit mad. Press that down, turn it over, like so. Bring this up, bring this one up, like so. Poke that in, poke that in, and then bring that over. A little bit of extra glue under there, like so. I'm sure I did this the other day with you. Pretty sure. It's the only trouble when you've got two channels running, you do sort of forget what was on what channel. Right, that's that one. And then exactly the same. So push in that corner and press it down. Push in that corner and press it down. Okay. Obviously, you could have used fabric glue for this. I've not used fabric glue because I'm going to be sticking this down further in a minute. I'll show you what I mean. Because we've got to have an inside paper, haven't we? Decorative paper to cover this. So, like that. And there we have got a beautiful fabric Tim Holtz style journal cover. You can go whichever way you want with it. You want the butterfly the right way and then 15 cents the wrong way, or 15 cents the right way and those two the wrong way, whichever way you want to go. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull out a piece of coffee dyed paper. So which one do we want? Because they all look slightly... Oh, that actually is a nice one. They all look slightly different. And we're going to line it with this. Okay. So, glue that down. Going into the fabric, but not all the way to the end, because we want to see a little tiny bit of fabric, don't we? And you must get into that groove. So I need a bone folder, and I'm going to overlap my paper like so. And you must get into that groove. So, where is it? It's there. Get into that groove. Okay, like that, into the groove, pressing it home. And then I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to do the other side. And obviously this bright purple glue will be drying clear. So we went into that groove, you see, you really must emphasise that groove so it knows where it's sticking. And then lifting that up. Now that's stuck, you can find the other groove. Make sure it's well pressed down. Okay. And then when you've done this and you've got that stuck down, you take a decal edge ruler or a straight one, and then you bring this ruler right over onto the fabric like so. When you pull off your paper, you've got a nice deckled edge paper, but you've also got your bit of fabric. Okay, And you can do exactly the same across the top. Try and make sure that it's straight. Like that. You can see your deckled edge and your fabric, and we'll go round and we'll re-glue that edge just to double make sure that's stuck. And then just like that, in less than half an hour, you have made your own unique fabric. And you've made it unique by using your stamps and stamping it your way. And I mean, I didn't do that very well, did I? That's because my ruler's upside down. I automatically stamped in black, but if you look at the fabric, I'm going to have to trim this now. It's because I'm talking. I'm obviously not able to do two things at once today. I automatically stamped mine in black, but you could, if you look at that fabric, just 1 second, I'll turn it over. There we go. Bit more there. You could have used red or green and really, you know, lifted it up. So go round with your glue just to make sure. Get that pushed right back down. And again, round there. And then just like that, you've got yourself a beautifully unique, rather sexy journal cover. And obviously you can go on and decorate it much further if you'd like to, or obviously you could use your new printed fabric as I say, to make clusters and the like. So there you go, just like that. Ta-da! We've got ourselves a journal cover. Needs a bit of a press home, but there you go, a little journal cover. Beautiful. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you found some joy and inspiration. If you'd like this print out, pop over to my Kofi page. The link will be in the description, and grab it for yourself. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.